Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. Today I would like to talk about i'tikaf. I'tikaf in Arabic means to stay in one place or for a period of time, or to continue doing something for a period of time. In Islam it means to stay in a place of worship, and generally it's a mosque, of course, even though some scholars said that it can be done in the house, but that's not correct. To stay in the mosque for the purpose of worship and staying alone and looking for Laylatul Qadr. And i'tikaf can be done any time, but especially in Ramadan and especially in the last 10 days, last 10 nights. Why? Because Laylatul Qadr is in these 10 nights. As you know, Allah revealed the whole of the Quran, started revealing the Quran on this great night. And Laylatul Qadr translates as the night of decree or the night of greatness. And Allah said in the Quran that indeed we have revealed it, meaning started revelation of the Quran in Laylatul Qadr. And what will make you know what Laylatul Qadr is? Laylatul Qadr is better than 1,000 months. Of course, that is more than 83 years. The angels and the spirit, which means Jibril, constantly come down in it with the permission of their Lord for every affair, and its peace until the beginning or the start of Fajr, the appearance of Fajr. So therefore, i'tikaf is a preferable deed. It's very good to do. The Prophet ﷺ used to do it, and that's the best worship that you can do in the last 10 days of Ramadan. As you know, the Prophet ﷺ used to get more serious in the last 10 days. He would stay awake all night, and he would do so with his wives, and he would also worship Allah more and not approach his wives, as we have the ahadith. Also Aisha said radiallahu anha that the Prophet ﷺ used to do i'tikaf in the last 10 days or the last 10 nights of Ramadan, and he used to encourage people to do so. And also we have the hadith about Laylatul Qadr, that whoever stood, meaning in prayer during Laylatul Qadr, believing out of belief, believing that it's from Islam and it's recommended, and believing in the reward of Allah and expecting the reward of Allah, will have all his previous sins forgiven. So i'tikaf should be done in a mosque, as I said, in any mosque, even though the best i'tikaf is in the three mosques, the best three mosques in Islam, and that is the Masjid al-Haram in Mecca, and the Prophet's Mosque ﷺ in Medina, and Masjid al-Aqsa in Jerusalem. That's the best i'tikaf. But i'tikaf can be done in any masjid, and that's the opinion of the vast majority of the scholars of Islam, including almost all Sahaba and the 4 Imams and others. The reason for the fact that it must be done in a masjid, because Allah said, and do not have relations with them while you are doing i'tikaf in the mosques. And also because the Prophet ﷺ used to do i'tikaf in the mosque. What is preferred? What is the spirit of i'tikaf? The spirit of i'tikaf is to engage in obeying Allah and worshipping Him, like praying more, reading Quran, doing dhikr, doing istighfar, asking forgiveness, praying, sending prayers upon the Prophet ﷺ, doing dua, revising or learning knowledge, and so on. And it's disliked for the person engaged in i'tikaf to busy oneself with things that do not concern him, let alone with things that are haram. Or it's also disliked, the scholars said, to engage in not speaking, thinking that not speaking takes him close to Allah. No, he should speak, he or she, because it's permissible for women to do i'tikaf with conditions. One is that there is no fitna between men and women mixing in the place of i'tikaf in the masjid. 2, the permission of the husband must be sought for married women, or the permission of the father or wali for unmarried women. So he or she must not engage in things that are not correct, especially talking bad or doing things that are haram, and also not speaking, thinking that not speaking is an act of worship. No, it's not correct. It's permissible for the person engaged in i'tikaf to leave the masjid for something that he has no choice over, or he is forced to do, or he is in great need of it, like eating, drinking, going to the toilet, having a shower, maybe washing his clothes, or something to do with his place of i'tikaf. Other than that, of course, it's not correct to leave the place of i'tikaf. The same way, it's permissible for him to comb his hair, to shave it, of course for men, to cut his nails and clean his body and so on. So none of that nullifies the i'tikaf. What nullifies the i'tikaf and makes it void is the fact that the person has relations with his wife, sexual relations, or that he leaves the i'tikaf, mu'takaf, the place of i'tikaf, without a need. So that nullifies the i'tikaf. And of course, in the last 10 nights and last 10 days of Ramadan, we must try and engage in more worship, not forgetting what we have been doing throughout Ramadan. May Allah enable us to do that and accept from us all of our deeds. وجزاكم الله خيرا والحمد لله رب العالمين.